Hello, and welcome to the Church of Fuck You. I'm St. Patrick. Well, church, I got one question for tonight. When the fuck did everyone become victims? You know, it's very fascinating to hear some people talk because everyone generally are victims or something. Like nothing is ever your fault, which is really fascinating to me. Like if you're too fat, it's not your fault that you're fat. It's the fault of the fast food companies. It's the fault of all the processed food that people buy because they didn't put the calories on the side of the on the menu, so you don't know how many calories you're eating. So logically, eating 2 double cheeseburgers and a large fucking chocolate shake to anyone with any common sense would say this is very fucking fattening. But apparently to some people who are obese, they didn't know that shit made them fat. So now they're fat at someone else's fault. It's never their fucking fault. If you're black or Hispanic or a woman, generally, not always, but generally, you're instantly a victim, regardless of the fucking situation. Religious people, of course you're victims because your way of life is under attack and everyone's trying to take Jesus out of everything and, or everyone's trying to, get rid of Muslims and all this other shit. You're always a victim if you're a religious person. That's the way they paint the story. And even if you're non-religious, you're atheist or agnostic or whatever you want to be, I even hear them people talking about how they're victims of, the religious overkill and the religious people are trying to rule their lives and all this other stuff. Okay? But let's keep going further because it doesn't just stop there. I've heard, drug addicts and people who are addicted to alcohol, of course they're victims. It's not their fault that, they can't stop smoking fucking crack. It's the government's fault because the healthcare system sucks. And if they had really good treatment centers, they would be fine. And of course they can't afford to get their own health insurance. Why would they think a crackhead can get their own health insurance? Who can afford $200 a month being a crackhead? Even though they probably spend $200 a week on crack, but that's not their fault. They need their crack. Let's keep going further. I love how the people always say, people who make $7 an hour, oh my gosh, they're victims. It's not their fault that they make $7 an hour. It's the fault of the rich white man and, the rich 1% trying to keep them down. Of course they should make $20 an hour saying, may I take your order? Or would you like fries with that? That is fucking hard work. Forget the fact that they don't even have a diploma, let alone can't even fucking spell diploma. Doesn't matter outside the point. The point is, they should be making $20 an hour to, just do remedial work. Of course. I mean, how else are the carts going to get pushed from the parking lot to, the grocery store in front so you can pick up your cart? That obviously deserves $20 an hour. Sorry. You're kind of getting my fucking point. When, again, did everyone become fucking victims? When did it just become, I guess, like the status quo that if anything fucking bad happens in your life, all of a sudden, you're the victim. It's not your fault. I've heard this shit with fucking credit cards. Of course, it's not your fault that the credit card company is coming after you and taking your funds and all this shit because you didn't pay back the money. No one told you had to pay back the money. It must have been in that little pamphlet that they sent to tell you that they're going to, whatever you charge, they're going to, obviously want their money back with interest. But it's not your fault. The pamphlet was too tiny. You didn't have time to read it. You were just out charging shit. All the people who lost their houses, some of these people got houses and, they couldn't afford it, but it's not their fault that they couldn't afford it. It's the bank's fault for giving them the loan in the first fucking place. Fuck you, banks. Why did you give me a loan and you knew I couldn't afford it? But then again, if they didn't give them a loan, then all of a sudden it's racist and, you didn't give me the loan because I'm black or because I'm Hispanic or because I'm white or whatever fucking label you want to throw in there. So it's like, what the fuck do they do? If they give you the loan, it's bad. If they don't give you the loan, it's bad. How about don't sign a fucking, mortgage if you can't fucking pay for it? But again, it's not your fault. It's the banks who took advantage of you and apparently made you sign a paper and get a house that you couldn't afford. My whole point is this. I like to live in a little world that I call reality. I've spoken on this before. You might be familiar with it. And in reality, yes, there are victims in this world. There are things that, bad shit happens to some people. That's not a doubt. But how about we start taking responsibility for our own fucking actions, for the shit that we fucking do, for the shit that we fucking cause. If you do something fucked up, yes, it is your responsibility and you should take responsibility for you fucking up. It's not everyone else's fault. This shit is annoying. And maybe if we start growing up in this aspect, we can grow up and actually start being adults around here. And maybe we can start accomplishing more than just pointing the finger at someone else saying, you fucked me over. Because it's bullshit. I'm sorry, man. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is St. Patrick. I'll see you later.